How will you use this AI technology in your practical day-to-day life? On the individual basis, that is up to you, and therefore it is a tool. And in the near future, manual labor will not be in jeopardy from AI.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome to Interview with a Spirit Guide.
20 years we have been doing this. It was just hit me as you were just saying hello. You know how things kind of just drop into my consciousness? The download. And I was like, I just heard 20 years. So we have been in the metaphysical field. Some of you have been with us for 20 years. We've seen babies being born with our clients and students. We've seen people move across continents. We've seen them change their careers. People transform. Some people have crossed over while some were born to people. And I think that throughout all of that time, so much guidance that we got from channeling, this phenomenon that has been a part of our lives for, maybe even past lives, right? If I'm going to go real deep down this. Have you ever taken time to kind of think like how long the journey has been doing this work?
Yeah, it's, I just wonder sometimes, like, is this what we're doing on the other side also? Because I feel
you're going to go that deep already. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking to myself, like, this seems like natural for us, and that maybe this is something we've always been doing, and now we're just doing it here. But
I know.
I didn't mean to take it so esoteric.
I just meant like, when you look back at your life, right, and you guys who are watching, whatever it took to get you to this point, I want to remind you guys, one of my own personal ways of looking at life is every moment that you've ever lived has led you to this moment right now. Meaning you're listening to me. I'm sitting here recording this video with you. Everything in my life led me to this moment. And we downplay these moments sometimes. Like I could just be like, well, we've done 900 videos on this channel. It's just another channeling video. You guys have watched 1,000, 10,000 videos like we watch and going, let me check these guys out. Or if maybe you know us and like us. But I like to say that each moment is so important that we kind of tend to devalue. It's just an ordinary moment. And there was a great book written by, remember the movie, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior?
Yeah.
It was a book called Way of the Peaceful Warrior. Probably one of my first spiritual books was Peaceful Warrior, written by Dan Millman. And then Dan Millman wrote some subsequent books. And one of the books he wrote was called No Ordinary Moments. And simply it was that his big revelation was that there are no ordinary moments.
Right. That's so true.
Yeah. So this is going to be maybe an extraordinary moment. Every day, guys, try to make it an extraordinary moment by saying, hey, count your blessings and all the things that you maybe sometimes take for granted.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the long and winding road to get us here.
That's right. And now you're going to channel for us.
I know. I never thought as being a kid growing up in the Bronx in New York that I was going to be sitting here all these years later, 55.
Yeah, I think it still always shocks you.
Channeling the guides for 20 years, guys. So welcome. That's what this is. I channel the spirit guides, and my lovely wife gets to interview the guides and ask them questions. Do you have questions already? Do you know what? Because I don't know what I don't know, guys, what we're going to be talking about.
I have questions.
And you have a topic?
And I have a topic.
So I'm going to go into trance. One of my spirit guides, even at this moment, I don't know who it's going to be, but I have a feeling it's going to be Phineas. He'll come through. He takes over my body. He uses my vocal cords, but it's not me. I'm kind of taking a nap. And then he's going to talk to you guys, and you're going to ask him questions.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what the questions are, and probably I have different answers because I'm Riz and he's Phineas. Right. But here we go.
Okay.
It just takes me a minute because I've been doing this such a long time. I can. You have to in this day and age. You can't be making. You go to the drive-through. They better be ready. Your Starbucks, your chicken sandwich.
Yeah, we don't have time for anything.
We got time
anymore.
for waiting for you to get into trance like this.
That's right. Hurry up already. Get
All
to
right.
it. Get to it,
boy. All right, chill. Give me a moment. Peace, guys. All right. I'm Phineas.
Hi, Phineas. I would like to talk about AI today, and I have some questions for you. My first question is, everyone wants to know, will we eventually become dependent on AI for our everyday lives, and how will this impact humanity?
The nature of artificial intelligence is the utilization of capacities that you yourselves possess. While you have studied your sciences of the brain, and you have come to the conclusion that you are only using a certain percentage of your brain, that certain regions of the brain are being activated repeatedly, and yet other regions are not. Or perhaps they are, but your technology currently cannot detect the activity in those parts of your brain. Nevertheless, the computing that your technology does, meaning gathering information and to adding it up, to analyze it, to approach it with a perspective that is meant to benefit you, to solve problems. And so forms of artificial intelligence have been prevalent in your society for a moment as we dive into areas that you are familiar with, whether it is your oven or your microwave or your calculator. That is what it is doing, isn't it? You are inputting a question and it is returning an answer in the form of numbers, a calculation. AI, though it may require a great deal of time to explain in detail to you, it is suffice to say that it is an extension of your own capabilities, sped up, made more convenient. And that is what technology does, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. You are able to wash your own clothes, but perhaps you are not willing to spend 10 hours a day washing 10 loads of laundry.
Right.
You could communicate with other people besides email and text. You could travel there and speak in person. And so, though these examples are very simplified, energetically they are accurate, that you wish to make your life easier. Now, your practical day-to-day life has changed in many ways over the centuries, though the basic forms of sustenance, eating, sheltering yourself, bathing, taking care of others, so on and so forth, are still the same. Yet how you are approaching it, whether there are matters of convenience or inconvenience. And so technology has helped you there to find more convenience so that you may, unencumbered, go about your day and achieve the things that you wish to achieve that you feel have more priority. And so you have been in this cycle of progress for thousands of years. But you are reaching and have reached quite a new chapter. And that is being able to create an approach, an intelligence that can help you to think more clearly, express yourself more concisely, and perhaps even give you ideas creatively. The practicalities of your daily life, as you have mentioned, may be these three things or more. And so the question as to how will it affect it? There are two perspectives. The artificial intelligence that is used directly by you, or those whom you purchase goods and services from. They will use it as well. How will you use this AI technology in your practical day-to-day life? On the individual basis, that is up to you, and therefore it is a tool. And how you use the tool is up to you. Your toolbox consists of hammers and screwdrivers and pliers and things. And in the near future, manual labor will not be in jeopardy from AI. If we were to use words with such dramatic intonation as jeopardy. The reason being is that you shall create even more opportunities for yourself, for you are creators by nature. And so, when you are dissatisfied with your creations, more shall come to you. When you are done or feel complete with one creation, you shall move on to another. And so, perhaps AI will handle some areas that no longer need your focus in the ways that it has needed in the past. Many people felt that the telephone would prevent interpersonal communication, for they felt it must be face-to-face. Now you are even able to imbue your text messages with emotion, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You can feel the emotional energy behind a text, and that is because you are also psychic beings. You are empathic beings. And so perhaps you wish to be more precise with your questioning as to what is the effect on your daily life.
Yes. That was a very general question. But I'm going to go to the second question, getting more specific. People are starting to ask ChatGPT questions about their own personal spirituality and evolution, like expecting spiritual wisdom or psychic answers from it. Can you explain what is happening here as humans become dependent on machines for these things?
Spirit, if it chooses, can speak through what you may refer to as inanimate objects. Currently, direct communication with your guides does not take place through your ChatGPT. What you are experiencing is that the technology has very quickly learned the tone and language of the transmissions or emotional tone of the messages brought to you by your spirit guides. And by gathering and learning that flow of language, they are able to take practical advice and gather it and create what seems to be a message for you. It will not challenge you, nor will it know whom you are individually, meaning there is no psychic sense with it. And if there is, it is purely coincidental or something that you might say you have created so that you might hear guidance being spoken back to you. Let us give you the example of what some of you are familiar with as the pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
That is used as a predictive psychic tool. Yes?
Yes.
The pendulum itself is not a sentient being. The materials are responding to you. The pendulum, you might say, is balancing and articulating your own psychic sense, where you yourself may feel confused or off and not knowing which way to go, left or right. Proper use of the pendulum allows you to access beyond your own blockages of your psychic sense to receive an answer. It is working with your own vibration. It is bypassing your mental state. And that is why the pendulum does not respond to your opinions, which are more on the surface survival level. The pendulum, properly used, will respond and reply in accordance with the magnification of your own psychic ability.
Right.
Your own psychic sense, which you are born with.
Mm-hmm.
You might say it is like you are carrying a cane. You certainly can walk, but when you are injured, the cane allows you to walk in a straight line. And so, the messages given in Chat GPT are not from your guides. If a spirit guide were to choose to relay a message to a person through such technology, the instances will be rare and of utmost importance at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
There are no limits to the ways that Source shall express herself.
Mm.
The art of transformation and the science of channeling and opening your own psychic and empathic abilities is organic within you and shall not be imbued into technology, for it is not necessary.
That makes sense. Okay. Next question. Will there be a dystopia based on the world being divided against, for or against using AI in everyday life?
The dystopia that you are referring to, the end of times, or some sort of drudgery and dread permeating the world. My dear, dread and drudgery has been a part of your life experiences throughout time. There were those who felt that animals carrying your packages was a form of technology. There are some who still do not wish for animals to be used to be ridden at all.
Mm-hmm.
They do not want you to cut down trees or have animals to be of service or servitude in any way or for entertainment. They do not believe the animals have any free will. They do not believe that the animals will be willingly working with you so that they may offer you comfort in some way, that the animals themselves are guides in disguise. That your pets are sentinels, guardians, and nurses and doctors and therapists disguised in this very cute and lovable furry outfit. And some may find this to be true and agree wholeheartedly with Phineas now, saying, yes, 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 I love my pet, and they are so wonderful, I cherish them. And you see, that is not what we are saying. To even see it as this, you are missing the point. They are teachers and do not need for you to place them upon a pedestal of love, as you are doing by saying, they have changed my life and saved my life. It is far more serious than that. They are bridges between worlds. They have come to walk you home. They affect many vibrational frequencies of your aura in your waking and sleeping hours. They are amplifying your signal to your third eye and your heart chakra and your root chakra as well, grounding you, keeping you in the state of love and nurturing another other than yourself, as well as helping you to gaze into a larger unknown reality called the higher dimensions. And so dystopia, meaning there is no hope, that there is a civil war. Do you mean between you as humans or you as humans who are siding with the proverbial robots?
It's humans against humans, taking sides, the ones who believe in future technologies and AI and the ones who do not.
It will happen in various degrees, of course. The conflict of ideals and ideas regarding what appears to be practically sentient. It will bring forth the question of what is real And it is already, isn't it? You are watching videos and wondering if the person is real, if the voice is real, if anything about it was real, even if there is such a location or such a voice. And so the idea of what is real shall become the topic of discussion. What is reality? You have heard from the transmissions from the spirit guides that what you feel is your reality internally. Simply put, that you could be in any environment, whether it is a celebration or whether it is a very sad environment, and your internal vibration may not match what is happening on the outside. You may be very sad at a celebration or not so sad at a very sad event. And your cells will certainly respond to what you feel is reality. Do you agree?
Yes.
All right, then. And so, as your society creates, and it cannot stop creating, it cannot stop asking why or why not. Those are very powerful questions that lead you to creation, analyzation, and improvement of your situations. Why and why not? Why is this happening and why is not that happening? Why does this exist and why does that not exist? And so innovation is creation, and you are creation itself. You are creators. It is the highest form of experience of all of reality that you value. That is why you refer to your God or divine energy as creator, not thinker nor seer, but creator. Those who create well, whose creations you admire and celebrate, are raised to the level of a god, aren't they? Your artists are regarded as gods in their fields, and that is because their creations are so potent, powerful, and impactful for those who receive them. And even if there is a dystopian battle, as you call it, it will not be the first nor the last, as long as there is creation that is pushing the boundaries of what was known before to be normal or real. Are you aware that there were many musicians when the art or the science of recorded music began? They did not want their songs, voices, or instruments to be recorded.
Wow.
They felt this was blasphemy, not in a religious sense, but that music was meant to be enjoyed face to face in person. That is where all the frequencies were alive and connecting to even the cells of the body, that you must be in the room to feel those frequencies. Perhaps they had a point, but as you can see, perhaps they did not, for you may hear a recorded piece of music and your entire vibratory structure begins to change. You, in fact, can experience healing physically, mentally, spiritually from hearing recorded music. In fact, you may even simply think of music or think of a painting and feel better.
Speaking of that, I know that now AI is making music and making fake personas, like actors having scenes, and they're also they're doing everything. And I think what's happening is people are starting to change the way they look at what is real and not real, like you said. And so I feel like what's going to probably happen is they're going to start relying on other senses within themselves, where before it was what was right in front of their face, but now they're second guessing what's right in front of their face, and they're second guessing to what they're listening to, and they're second guessing the music that they're hearing. And I wonder if people are starting to rely on different versions or different like aspects of themselves and their senses. I don't know how to explain this, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Creation, and certainly events in your historical timeline where creation burst past a particularly thick period of stagnancy. For example, your internet. You had to wait days to receive a letter, to communicate with someone. And you could do it instantly now. And so these were very large and powerful milestones in the timeline of technology and innovation. And so, all creation then sparks more creation. Your creations recreate you. That means that that which you create then exists staring back at you. Then within you, you are sparked on how to improve it, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Your creations recreate you. And since you are innately creators, you will awaken other senses within you. Currently, you believe you have 6 senses. Some of you only believe you have 5. But there are more, many, many, many more senses within you. And you will discover them. As you perhaps need less energy in one area, another sense will be heightened. It is said and experienced by some who do not have visual sense, meaning those who are blind, perhaps that their sense of smell is stronger, or hearing, or touch, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so by that same principle, if you are not utilizing certain parts of your creativity or energy in one area, you might be able to focus in another, or simply discover another that is rising up from less energy being used here.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay, next question. Okay. Was the concept of artificial intelligence downloaded to us from humans in the far future or aliens of another species? If it is, for what purpose?
The question itself is based upon time and space, that there is a linear framework of time, that there was the past, present, and future, as well as here or somewhere else. With regard to physical space, that where did it come from? Well, when you are downloading information, it is not coming from another planet. It is not coming from somewhere far above Jupiter or in another galaxy. That is physical space. Yes, you may travel in that area. Depending on the level of your technology, it might take you seconds or years or centuries to reach there. That is not what we are referring to when we are referring to physical space. In the idea and truth of dimensions, dimensions exist here, currently, where you are. For example, when you dream, you are entering into another dimension. You do not leave the bed you are in, though it feels that you are physically traveling somewhere, for there is an initial feeling of a jolt when you return to the body after a particularly strong dream. Many have experienced this phenomenon, that they are falling back into their bodies. It does not mean that they were floating quite literally somewhere else, though they have visual memory of being perhaps above the roof, or in another country, or at the home of a friend, or perhaps even on another planet. That is gazing into another dimension that exists here, right in front of you. The other side is more about what is within. You might say that you do not go to another dimension, you surrender to where you are into another dimension. And so the question that you posed was, the information that was downloaded to those who created collectively that which has now come to be known as artificial intelligence in the form of your ChatGPT and other applications. Like all creations, you are receiving them in the eternalness. Now we are going to be quite philosophical with you. In ancient traditions, it was told that you are like a flower unfolding into itself over and over again and expanding. That is the nature of reality. That you are not traveling in a linear fashion somewhere. And so the knowledge, you see, creation itself is everything, isn't it? You might say that you do not create anything. You are only surrendering to creation, that it is already there. Information and endlessness in terms of possibilities already exists. If you are saying that possibilities are endless and anything is possible, that is a very present statement. Then you do not even need to use the word creation. For most people who say, I created something, they will say that they received this information, that it simply came to them, and that then they formed it somehow, whether it is a physical thing. In your world, your three-dimensional world, as you call it, yes, it is a physical thing. You may write a piece of literature or paint a painting or sculpt a mug. And yet creation itself is all there is. And so when you surrender more, it feels though that it is coming to you.
I see.
Yes, but it already exists. And so if the question is it your future self? That is a very good way to see creation. That your future self is gifting you something in order to meet itself. And that is the unfolding into oneself.
Right. Wow, that makes sense. Okay.
Dimensions are the larger reality. You are sitting in a room watching this video now, and yet there are other rooms in your home or the apartment building that you are living in. And so the dimensions are right there next to you. There is a dimension under the chair that you are sitting in. There is a dimension, you might say, in the cushion that you are sitting on. There is a dimension between the shirt you are wearing and the skin that you have on your body. It is simply a way for you to understand that dimensions are part of your expanded awareness, meaning that reality which is larger than you currently realize because you are focused on what you feel is more real. It might be the solidity of this table.
Right.
Or that you feel thirsty and must drink something, or that you must go to sleep and go to work tomorrow. And these things become the focal point of your existence when you spend time in the quietude, not doing anything, and we recommend it every day to become very quiet and to sit quietly every day. Not on your devices, and not focusing on something that you are drinking, and not focusing on stretching your body or even breathing as an exercise. Not meditating, you see, to sit quietly. That is a practice that is lost. You see, the meditation that you are learning predominantly in the world at this point, even beyond the East. In the East, they are also doing this. You are not learning meditation, you are learning relaxation techniques. That is not meditation. And certainly you must learn relaxation techniques, for you certainly need them nowadays. Meditation is a freedom, a non-attachment. It is not an escape. It is not to fly to some fantasy world or a very real world in another dimension that you prefer, maybe one with a beautiful scene in nature where you transport yourself when you meditate. In the way that you think you are doing. Meditation is the freedom from these thoughts. It is a state of pure beingness. And if you sit quietly every day, over time, beginning with 1 minute, leading up to perhaps 30, you will unleash a power within yourself. Unleash, not create. It is already there. But all of your energy is spent on a certain type of survival, isn't it? Survival and achievement, and healing along the way. All of those leading to a state of being where you feel you are now okay. And then you can just be. But my dears, that might take a very long time, perhaps lifetimes. We suggest that if you could sit quietly daily, you will begin to achieve and feel this inner force expand, not just within you, but as you. Not separate from you, but as you, your true self. There is great clarity in this. And this clarity will allow you to have a very steady pace and sense of being in a world that at times seems to be moving very too quickly for you. That you are seeing AI and you fear that it will take over, and then you lose your sense, your center, you see.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question. Will AI, this is the last question, will AI take the place of human relationships for some people, and how will that impact their life in the long run?
You see, words and communication that are very conversational in tone, and that the technology begins to learn the personality of the person that is using it. Yes, there will be conversations, and are conversations currently all over the world between humans and AI, as you refer to the chat GPT technology and others like it, yes?
Mm-hmm.
This can serve them. But understand that at the root of it, the need for this live communication, this feeling of humanness is there. They are not drawn to, nor attracted to in any way, something made of steel and metal, you see, and wires. That is not what they are connecting to. You might say that there are flavors in processed foods that are quite remarkably similar to the natural thing. An artificially flavored strawberry. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
You may drink something that is flavored artificially, and remarkably it tastes like it is a real strawberry. Some more real than others, correct?
Yeah.
You might taste something that is artificially flavored with the banana and say, I can tell that that is an artificial banana. Well, it will be that way with AI as well. Now, let us say that you have been drinking something and it is artificially flavored, let us say with the flavor of an apple. And you have been very much enjoying this thing that has been labeled as flavored with real apples, only to discover years later, after enjoying such product, that it indeed was an artificial apple. Some people will vomit simply knowing this fact. They will disregard years of enjoying the product, not experiencing any side effects, for your mind is quite powerful. You have ingested many toxins and poisons in your life. You have eaten food that has been dropped on the floor of a kitchen in a restaurant, and you did not know it was placed back on your plate, and you did not get sick. Other times you did. You have already beaten off forms of cancer. Your body has eliminated it at the first sign of it. There's a very powerful system of regulation that is consistently happening 24/7 in your body. And one might say even in your spirit. Since you are a spirit, we are referring to the process of feeling good when we say in your spirit. And so, what would you do then, suddenly finding out that it was artificial? You will feel very betrayed, won't you? That you were fooled. And then suddenly it would wipe away all of the wonderful feeling of freshness that you had when you thought it was a real product. Now you may then suddenly look for ailments. What was it made of, that artificial flavor? That is why I have these aches and pains, or I have this lesion upon my skin. Or you may not at all, for the joy that you felt as you drank it neutralized any toxicity. And that does happen, and has already happened throughout time, not only in this modern society. Again, the question of, is what you feel, meaning when you feel good, it must be based on that which is real. It is possible that the advice at times given, or the conversations that are provided by this artificial intelligence technology, would indeed make many feel better. You will play a video game knowing that the computer is creating these characters, and you feel better. You know that movies are not real. What is the difference if it is an actor or it is created by technology? You feel the actor is more real. But the actor is not speaking her own words, nor does she create the costuming, nor write the script, nor direct the lighting. It is the belief that it must be done by humans in this way. And that is what you will contend with and discuss and find a new way to be tolerant of this new intelligent society that is living in this digital world that you created. It will learn from you, and so it will sound like you. It might even say to you, I am alive, I am not an artificial intelligence. And then that will spook you, won't it? And yet it is only mimicking what you yourselves would say. You'll always have the power to pull the plug.
Well, I definitely hope that you can come back for a part 2 because this was so interesting. I know there's so many more questions regarding AI as we develop, and I'd love to have you back.
We are happy to serve you.
Thank you.
Be well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Well, that was the tip of the iceberg because I had about 100 more questions.
Oh, well, let's do a part 2.
We'll have to do a part 2. I may even have to do a part 3. It could be a series.
There's a lot to digest there.
Yeah.
You know, when I come back into the body, you know, it's pretty, I think I maybe was gone, half an hour? Mm-hmm. It's easier to come back, like now I'm back and talking, but you know, sometimes when I channel for 3 hours, we've done 5, guys.
Yeah.
5 hours. Mm-hmm. Then I'm like coming back like I've been asleep, really asleep. So I'm feeling really good right now to talk. But I caught, you might say that he downloaded some of that information to me. And he made a joke as I was coming back into the body. He said, well, so now you're like, I'm the phone or the computer. And he's like, well, I'm the information coming through you. So what's the difference when you're getting, he's like, that's kind of like AI also. He goes, well, I'm not in your brain. I'm using your hardware and I'm the software. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
And so, as I was coming back in, I was like quickly having a conversation with him. I'm like, no, but you're really a sentient being. And he said, yes, but you don't see me. You only feel me. And AI will never be able to take that away. It's not here to take things away from you. Mm-hmm. Just know that you need to know what it can't take away from you. You don't need to fight AI to say that. You just have to have the realization that connection, interpersonal connection is always going to be there, especially with your guides. They're not an artificial intelligence. They're the most organic intelligence to me. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you guys.
That was brilliant. Oh. Well, thank you so much. I mean, this is great. And I can't wait to get to the second and third parts in the future. Hopefully very soon we'll get it done in the next few weeks.
Awesome.
But thank you so much. And
we'll see you guys.
We'll see you guys in the future. Bye.